Hello tarot readers, today I'm going to do a small video on how to gain confidence as a tarot reader. So if you're practicing tarot and you want a bit more confidence, keep watching this video and I'll give you some good tips to try out. The first thing I'm going to say about gaining confidence is practice. Practice, practice, practice. I really can't say that enough. I'm sure one day I'm going to get it tattooed on me somewhere. Practice, practice, practice. Because it really is the difference between a tarot reader without confidence and a tarot reader who gains some confidence. Just every day take your cards out and do at least one little mini reading a day, even if it's just for yourself. But reading every day is really going to help with the confidence. Your practice is really like number one tip, practice. To begin with, you might only be practicing on yourself, and that's fine. Sometimes that can be harder, sometimes it's not. A lot of times when we practice on ourselves, first we have to make sure that we're quite objective, that we're open to all kind of possibilities and we're not closed-minded. And that can be very, very hard for a lot of tarot readers, but it's still doable. You can still practice every day on yourself. Just know that some days you might not want to see the truth, or you might not want to see what's really in the cards. And that's pretty normal for a lot of tarot readers. So we have to be objective and we have to be non-judgmental. We should be that anyway, even when we're reading, especially when we're reading for other people. But when it's for ourselves, it can be really hard. But at the same time, practicing on ourselves is often the first step to gain confidence. So the more readings you do, you can also do readings if you don't want to just keep practicing on yourself. To start with, you can use what's going on in the world, maybe something that's going on in the news, something you've read about, or something that's happening with somebody that you've read about. So, you know, or you've seen on the TV or something. So you can practice with many other ways. Get creative on ways you can practice your tarot with other people as well. If you're going to read for other people and you want to do some practice readings, a lot of tarot readers, what they do, they'll go onto Facebook or Instagram or even YouTube and offer free tarot readings. And of course, everybody do whatever you've got to do, whatever you want to do, whatever feels right for you, that's what you've got to go with. But one thing I would suggest that you try out at the beginning to gain some confidence, instead of just giving away free readings and then maybe never seeing or hearing from that person again, so you've not really gained you've not gained that much, is to ask for some feedback. So maybe say, hey, give you a free reading if you give me a testimonial, if you give me a review, or you just give me your opinion. And in a month's time or 2 weeks' time or 6 weeks, whenever you feel's the right time, you don't want it too far away, but whenever's the right time, I contact you and you let me know how it's gone on. So maybe something's come up in the reading, like, you know, yeah, you can see they're definitely going to go and buy that house, and in a month's time you can speak to them and they can say, yeah, we moved in, we've got the key, or that they can say, no, we lost it, we didn't get it. And that way you can kind of go but how you're doing and where you can improve and how the feedback's coming. You might get really, really bad feedback at the beginning, but that's fine. That might knock your confidence a little bit, but that's fine. That happens with a lot of tarot readers. Just keep practicing. Just change a little bit the systems and maybe change your readings, change your spreads, practice a bit more, practice a bit longer, dedicate yourself a little bit longer, and you'll find that you'll get good reviews coming through and then they'll start flowing in. So if you're not asking for a review and you're just giving the reading for free, you might get some benefit because you're spending some practice time with your cards, but you're missing out on the feedback. So I would suggest that you get some feedback. And like I said, even if you do get some bad reviews at the beginning, don't let that knock your confidence. Just think, okay, I got some bad reviews here. What were they for? She said this, she said that. I'm going to work on that better then. It might not even be your readings. It might be you get some, you know, bad reviews of, you know, she didn't explain it properly or it was too quick. There could be other little things there that you could work on in different ways. But anyway, getting a feedback is going to be really important to grow your confidence. The next thing I suggest is a good tip to keep a diary. Keep a tarot journal with any readings that you do and just kind of, you know, write down what it was, what spread it was, what cards come out and what you said about that or what you felt about that. And that's going to really help you when you're going to look back. I've got journals from like 20 odd years ago, 25 years ago, maybe even longer actually. It's just going to help you when you look back and say, okay, yeah, I get that. I said the Three of Swords meant meant this, and afterwards she's now told me this. Now it makes sense that the Three of Swords was actually bad news. So it might just help you to fit it all together once you've wrote it down, and you can look back afterwards at your reading. And a lot of tarot readers that don't make journals, some of them are probably fine, you know, everybody, like I keep saying, everybody do their own thing, but a lot of them I do know that say, I wish I would have done a journal back then. I would have loved to have remembered the way I read the cards 10 years ago. But even short term, it's really, really good to get some more practice and confidence in by looking back at the readings and seeing what you said about certain cards. The next thing I suggest is that you record. Record your readings. Obviously, if you're going to record it with other people, you have to get their permission first. But, you know, if you just say to them, I want to record it for my own purposes, just to practice with. Or even if you're doing readings for yourself and you're just doing it for yourself, record yourself. Whether it's video recording yourself or just by voice recording yourself, and maybe take a picture or make sure you get the cards in the video. It's a little bit like the tarot journal in that sense, that you can look back and practice on that, and that might give you some confidence. The other thing is, when we're recording a video, we get to learn that we actually speak in a different language when we're doing tarot than we do in normal life. Now, I've found this over the years a lot, and it's like, it really is a thing. If you're a tarot reader, you might have the same accent, you might speak in the same way, but you use a different language. Like with tarot, if I was to pull the moon card, I'm going to use words like occult, I'm going to use words like hidden, like things you can't see, things that are not quite come to light. They're words that I wouldn't say to a friend over coffee. If I had the Tower of Destruction in my hand, I might say words like, you know, the foundation or the structure is going to come down. This is going to be an ending. If I get to the Ten of Swords, I might say, you know, this is going to end. There's going to be a complete ending coming up here. There's all these words that I say. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. There's sunshine coming. These are sunny days ahead. There's hope in the horizon. I don't say all that over coffee with a friend. You know, I just don't say these kind of sentences in normal day-to-day life. But in tarot, they're automatic sentences that you'll find a lot of tarot readers do. So they'll say things through the cards that they wouldn't say in like your day-to-day life, even if it's the same accent, it's the same way of talking. You know, and obviously there's a lot of crossovers, but you just wouldn't say to a friend, I can see, you know, the Eight of Cups, I can see you leaving behind a situation. You're going to, you know, take that walk forward and leave behind an emotional situation. You wouldn't use them kind of conversations in a coffee. At least most people wouldn't. You might do. Everybody's different. So by recording it, you're going to learn how you speak. And you're going to learn that language. I know at the beginning it can be really cringeworthy, and it's one of those things where you think, I'm never going to do this again because it sounds like crap. But the more you do it, the more you say, that's how I speak when I'm doing my tarot. And you'll find that all these words just kind of pull out of you. They'll come naturally. All these keywords, all these sentences, they'll all just start coming from the surface when you're doing the tarot. And that will give you some confidence, because when you just practicing and then suddenly you're saying all these words and you're like, why have I said it like that? Why did I say that word? Why did I say that word destruction? Why did I say this was the death of a situation? I would never say that to a friend, death of a situation. So once you start learning that, it will give you a bit more confidence. So I definitely suggest that you start recording your readings and start saying them out loud. Your practice readings at home, even if they're just for you, maybe try saying them out loud. So that's definitely my next tip. And the next thing I would suggest to you is that you study. Study is always good. Well, the more you study, the more you kind of find answers to the questions you've got, and the more answers to your own questions about tarot and about working as a tarot reader. That will give you a little bit more confidence. So, you know, it's a more kind of, if you've got a question maybe about them court cards, and there's certain cards that you don't understand, and then you take a course or you do some studying and suddenly you understand it, that's going to boost your confidence a little bit more. You'll say, oh, I get that problem. you know, now this big problem, I've learned about it, I've took a course, I've took a masterclass, whatever, and now I haven't got that problem. That may boost your confidence a little bit. And if you do want any courses, remember I've got a tarot skill, and you can always take a look at my website, leave it down below, and look at all the courses I've got in my skill. So you might be interested in some of them. And the next thing that I want to talk to you about, the next bit of advice, is to be in the moment. Really trust the moment. Trust that whatever's happening in that reading is what's meant to be. Even if the tarot reader is wrong, even if you as the tarot reader are completely wrong, say you got it all wrong, everything that you said in the cards, none of it come out. There's a part of you that's going to want to just sink and go, oh my God, I'm such a bad tarot reader, oh my God. But another part of you should really practice trusting the moment, saying, wait a minute, that might have not happened, but I trust that my vibration and my client's vibration and the universe brought us together for this moment. That moment in the reading, this moment we're doing the reading, is being brought together by the universe, by spirit. There's something bigger at play here than just me reading some cardboard cards. So trust the moment, trust that, wow, my vibration gave out something that my client needed and their vibration picked up on. And the universe has worked really hard to get us together. So whatever message come out in that reading was the message that was supposed to have come out. And that's important because, you know, yeah, sometimes we forget that there's something bigger in the background going on. If you don't believe in all that, then just skip this bit of the tip and just do all the other parts of the tips. But I really do believe in the universe and spirit, and that there's something bigger in this world. So I know that whenever I'm doing a reading, whether even if I've done it wrong and I've got something wrong, which by the way, a lot of tarot readers will get some things wrong. That's not a bad thing. It's just nature, you know, especially if you're doing a lot of readings. But even if I got everything 100% right, either way, it makes no difference. I still trust that behind this, there's something bigger happening. I was meant to give a message to my client. However that message come out, I was meant to have given that message. So as long as I'm being the best tarot reader I can be, and I'm telling my truth, and I'm giving the messages as they come, as they're flowing, then the details, that's neither here or there in the bigger picture. That's neither here or there. So just trust the now and trust the moment. Trust that this reading is what it's supposed to be. And the final thing, just remember that not everybody understands the tarot. So while you're there thinking, oh my God, I really do not understand that Chariot card. I really don't understand, you know, the Kings and Queens yet. I've not got these court cards down. I don't even understand what that Six of Cups is saying to me. I don't understand this. While you're going through all this suffering in your mind, your clients do not know what you're doing. They don't understand your process. Most people don't even understand the tarot at all. But even if you was reading for a tarot reader, even if you was reading for somebody who was a tarot reader, they wouldn't know your spread unless you told them, but they wouldn't even know your way of giving that spread. That's why, you know, you can't really judge other people's tarot readings because we never know how they're giving that spread. But that's something to remember while you're going through all these things in your mind of what you don't know and how you could mess up and how you could fail and how much more you need to learn and how little you know. While you're suffering and having this, you know, brain fog going on in your mind, just remember, take a breath and think, wait a minute, my client doesn't understand the tarot. They don't know what I know about the cards. So I'm going to focus on what I do know, and I'm going to give the messages that I do know, and I'm going to do my best, and they're not sat there judging what I don't know. So that's really important. Just remember, your clients, most of them won't even understand what the tarot is. Because a lot of tarot readers say that to me, you know, it's like they get this a lot of pressure that people are their clients are looking at them like, well, you've got the Death card there next to the Temperance card. What are you trying to tell me? But they're not. They just don't understand them anyway. And those who do understand them don't understand them in your way. So let that barrier go. Let that blockage go. Don't worry about what other people are thinking about your cards. Don't let other people's opinion of your cards or the way you should be reading them or the way you think they're thinking you should be reading them get in the way of you giving a good reading with confidence. So I hope some of these little tips was good for you. I hope they helped. If they do, please subscribe to my channel, share me around, and leave me a little comment in the commentaries, and I will make some more videos soon. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.